So, Mr. President.
Yes.
What are you thinking about now?
What I'm thinking about is when Thomas Sankara, who died in 15th October 1987, looks at the transformation Captain Ibrahim has transformed in Burkina Faso. He smiles. But when Patrice Lumumba of DRC Congo looks at the new generation now, he is very disappointed. Who told you that Kwame Nkrumah rested in peace? Who told you that Captain Thomas Sankara rested in peace? Who told you that Mwalimu Kambarage Julius Nyerere rested in peace? Who told you that Nelson Mandela rested in peace? Who told you that Patrice Lumumba rested in peace? Patrice Lumumba cannot rest in peace, yet he is seeing the situation in DRC of Congo. They can't all rest in peace until Africa is united.
So you mean they didn't rest in peace?
They didn't rest in peace, but they will actually find the peace when Africa is united, because that was their main objective, their main goal, what they were looking for.
If I'm to ask, what do they think about us who are alive, who are not taking care of pan-Africanism and African unity in general?
Actually, Patrice Lumumba is very disappointed in the situation that is in DRC.
What's your take and what's the solution?
We should stop fighting each other, but use one language. We are one people.
To solve our problem?
Yes, we are one people of Africa. We must unite.
Actually, remove the wood and I see. Nice.
Who told you that? Who told you? What makes you think that Kwame Nkrumah is at peace wherever he is? What makes you think that Thomas Sankara, Captain Thomas Sankara, rested in peace? What makes you think that Kambarage, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, wherever he is resting in internal peace? What makes you think that? What makes you think that Nelson Mandela actually rested in peace? What makes you think that Patrice Lumumba rested in peace? It's not good. It's not easy wherever they are. They're not finding it so easy with themselves, because their main objective has not even been achieved. Captain Ibrahim Traore is trying to do everything possible to make sure he is uniting Africans. But we have the same Africans who are trying to make sure that Africa is not uniting. Because the Western countries and the people from the West, they are using Africans to be able to actually build themselves. The fall of Africa is their happiness. And we say every day that Africa is designed to be poor. They want to see us suffering. That is their happiness. That is what they want to see in us. They are using black brother to kill black brother. They are using black sister to kill a black sister. That's what they've been doing all the times. That is what they are doing even today. And therefore, these people that this Wonder Kid is mentioning, they did not rest in peace. It is therefore our responsibility as the people of Africa to come together and give these people the peace they needed. Thomas Sankara was killed by one of the closest people. He was a black person used by the West to destroy him. Why are we fighting each other? Why are we killing our own selves? Why are we being used by the masters to fulfill the desires of the masters and the interests of the masters? I can't see him as my brother. I can't see this one as my sister. I can't see any other person as my brother and my sister. I want to keep on destroying them. I want to keep on demolishing them. Africa needs to unite. Africa needs to come together. Africa needs to hold their hands together and walk together step by step to our destiny. Because we cannot do these things by our own selves. We have to do it. Like, we cannot do these things apart. We have to do it when we are together. If we have to fight the West, we have to fight the West when we are together. But if we shall have other people in Africa who are trying to betray Africa, then we're not going to move anywhere. If one person in the team betrays every other person, then it becomes so hard for the rest of the team to manage the win. So when Ibrahim Traore is taking time to make sure he is building Africa and uniting Africa, bringing all Africans together, asking for Africans from diaspora to come back to Africa, the Black Americans to come back to Africa because we need them in Africa. We need to unite together. When Ibrahim Traore is struggling, when Dr. Arikana is walking around the country, around Africa, around the world, spreading the gospel of unity, of African unity, the Africanacity itself, when PLO Lumumba is spreading the gospel of Africans coming together and uniting, when Joshua Maponga is talking about all these things of uniting Africans and coming together, when Julius Malema is talking about all these things of uniting Africans, we are supposed to take it serious and come together as one, together as one, and we push the will of freedom and the will of revolution to get forward. Otherwise, we cannot make it. Because the will of these people who died fighting for the freedom and fighting for the revolution of Africa, they can only be at peace when Africa finally gets where they wanted to see Africa in future. Many of them died fighting for Africa. Many of them died because they wanted to see a new Africa. They wanted to see an Africa where black people are respected. They wanted to see an African country where black people love each other, where black people can work together, where black brother and sister can talk well, can be able to actually eliminate and educate each other. They can be able to strengthen each other. They can be able to encourage each other. That is what these people wanted to see all the time they were still alive. When most of them were trying to fight for the freedom of the revolution of Africa, some of them were being called criminals. Some of them were being called all sorts of names. And sometimes we wonder, if a criminal is in Africa, why should you come and kill a criminal who is in Africa? When a criminal is in Africa and the people from Africa love them, then Africans love their own criminals. Leave Africans alone. You see what is happening in Congo? Patrice Lumumba, wherever he is not happy. Because people from Congo have been fighting for quite some time. They fight every day. There is fight in Congo. There is wars in Congo. There is genocides in Congo. There is extrajudicial killings in Congo. The government does not care. Nobody cares. Everybody is just there. Like nobody cares about what's going to happen. Nobody cares if people die, if 100 people die, if 2,000 people die. Human beings have become heartless. If you're a black person and you can withstand the pain of another black person being killed in front of you and you do not care, that is where now we have become irresponsible, incompetent. That is where we've become useless people. People who does not know what we are doing. People who don't even understand what we are supposed to be doing as people of Africa. We need to champion for unity. We need to run for the unity. We need to struggle to speak for the unity. We need to join our hands together to make sure we're building Africa in all the ways possible, because we cannot be able to disunite ourselves to go pathways and we expect to stand. We need to come together. When we see anybody talking about Africa in a bad way, we come together as Africans and say no to it. We need to deny everybody a chance. Anybody who is trying to fight Africans, we need to deny them a chance of fighting Africans completely. We need to join our hands together and make sure we are one. That's the only way we can be able to bring Africa to its initial quality, to its initial, to how it is supposed to be. When we see people from the West trying to bring demands in Africa and trying to condemn other African leaders, we are supposed to stand up and say no to it and put an end to it. That is the only way we can make Africa strong. Unity is strength. Unity is strength. Together as one. Together we can do it. Let us make these people happy who tried to fight for Africans. Let us not allow other people die And then we continue saying, we want to do this. Let us do it now so that nobody else will ever die again trying to fight for the freedom of Africa. Let's do it once and for all. We've learned a lesson. We've been here for quite some time. We've seen what the imperialists are doing in Africa. We've seen what oppressors are doing in Africa. Why can't we say a no to it? Why can't we put an end to it? Because these people are not happy. They are not happy wherever they are. People who fought for the freedom of Africa. In Kenya, we had a lot of people who fought for the freedom of this country. The likes of Akina Tom Mboya, the likes of Dedan Kimathi. Wherever they are, they will only be happy and they will only rest in peace when they see Kenya has retained its real freedom. Because there is no real freedom in Africa. It is freedom by display. But deep inside, there is no freedom in Africa. Freedom has not yet arrived. Freedom has not yet reached in Africa. We are still being chosen leaders for. Leaders are being chosen for us. That's what is happening. Our systems of government have been interfered. They have been tampered with. And we are quiet. We are not saying anything. If we can be able to come together, we will run the same agenda. Join Ibrahim Traore, like the way Chiani did, like the way Goita did, like the way Abdurrahmani did. Let us be able to come together and fight for the freedom of this continent. It's not that we cannot do it. We can do it. But we need to unite ourselves. I need to see you as a brother. You need to see me as a brother. We need to stop continue like we should stop continue helping the imperialists. We should stop continue helping them, because we are making them people, like we are making them stronger by parting ways, by killing each other. Whenever we are not at peace as Africans, we are giving them the opportunity to continue ruling over us, to continue taking advantage of us. What are we supposed to do? Let us unite ourselves. Let's give Kwame Nkrumah peace, because he was here in Africa. He was in this land trying to fight for the freedom of Africa, trying to unite Africans. We need to speak in one language. Let us give Thomas Sankara, Captain, peace where he is. Of course, Captain Ibrahim Traore is already giving Thomas Sankara peace wherever he is. But as much as Thomas Sankara wanted all Africa to be with his freedom, then all the rest of African countries, let us work to make sure we're giving Thomas Sankara peaceful rest. Let us work to be able, let us make sure we're giving Mwalimu Kambarage Nyerere peace wherever he is. Let us make sure we are giving Nelson Mandela peace wherever he is. Let us make sure Patrice Lumumba is resting at peace, is resting in peace by stopping the wars that are going on in Congo. Because Congo is suffering and Congo is crying. Africans have to come together and unite. Together as one. We be one people. We speak one voice. We use one language. We use one currency. We use one military. United States of Africa. That is what we want. The moment we get to that point, then it's done and it's over. If it's going to take us our lives spreading this gospel and talking about this gospel, we are ready. Africa must unite. Africa is home. Anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you. Anything that concerns a black person concerns me and you as black people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do let me know what you have to say in the comment section.